is up, my magic miscreants? Risen Dragon here with a fun deck for you today. And today we're making an improvement on our Orzhov Lifegain build that we did earlier this week to close out. I think we did a video 9 straight days this week. Love April vacation, got a lot of stuff done. Getting caught up on grading and all that fun stuff. So all my students that are watching, thank you for watching. But also note, grades close on Friday. So there we go. So what improvements did we make on this? Well, we incorporated a few aspects that I left out. Completely forgot that I had left them out. In the last one, got some great suggestions, and now we're running some of those suggestions. So let's take a look at what we are doing. But I'm going to say the key cog of this deck is Delny Streetwise Lookout. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Okay, this is an insane card when you have a life gain build. Okay, so what do we do with it? Well, we got Case of the Uneaten Feast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. If we gain 5 or more life this turn, we can solve the case, and it becomes, we sacrifice the case, and creatures in your graveyard, gain. You may cast this card from your graveyard until end of turn. So we can bring stuff back. A little bit of a Resurrector sort of thing going on here. Lunarch Veteran, we know what this does. Creature enters the battlefield, gain 1 life under your control. Luminous Phantom is kind of the opposite. For its disturb cost, it's 1 in the white, and if another creature you control leaves the battlefield, gain 1 life. Resolute Reinforcements triggers very nicely with the Delny. And of course, when it has Flash, when it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier token, Voice of the Blessed. Put a +1/+1 counter on it whenever you gain life. If it has 4 or more, it has Vigilance and Flying. If it has 10 or more, it has Indestructible. Deep Cavern Bat, because this is a flying and lifelinker. It can gain us some life. When it enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it until Deep Cavern Bat leaves the battlefield. Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Of course, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life, and whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay, see where we're going with this? Okay, now Sanguine Evangelist. Now this is one that's a little bit risky, but the point is this. It has Battle Cry. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn. So we have to be real careful with this when it comes to the Delny triggers. But this is kind of like one of those builds that, or kind of one of those cards that's just in there as like a finisher, because what it can do is when it enters the battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. So again, you get some nice triggers off Delny. Tomic, Wielder of Law, to shut down any aggro type builds. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, that opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. Again, fun stuff, triggers with the Delny. Also too, Wisp Drinker Vampire. I don't know if we had this in the last one. I'd have to double check. But when running 3 of them, whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And for 5, a white and a black, creatures you control with power 2 or less gain Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. So you can really power up our Voice of the Blessed. We are running only 2 cards of spot removal, that being Virtue of Persistence. Of course, with Lochthwain Scorn, target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn, and you gain 2 life. Again, feeds into the Voice of the Blessed. And plus, we put this down beginning of your upkeep. Put a target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Sideboard, 3 Elspeth Smite. It's 2 Loran's Escapes. 1 Go for the Throat, 2 Depopulates, 2 Cut Downs, a Destroy Evil, Invasion of Gobakhan. Again, we want to be careful with anything that pumps us up because we want Delny to trigger as much times as possible. Witch's Vanity is an interesting one to put in, simply because, you know, just gets a little bit of spot removal, a little bit of life gain with a food token. Those sorts of things can come into play. So this is our hopefully improved Orzhov Lifegain build. I've been grinding it on ladder, and we'll see where we're at when I record the gameplay tomorrow. Of course, we just put out, I'm recording this on a Saturday, just put out our Greedy Mono Red Treasures deck, so the deck tech and video on that. So if you like what you see with this build, leave a like, leave a subscribe. If you're new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and we do a best of 3, so you can see how the deck functions in either one of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the improved Orzhov Lifegain games, kids. We're against Drekor for our best of 1 matchup. This is actually a really good... We don't have the black, but we do have the Case of the Uneaten Feast, and of course they've got that. Not what you like to see, but we'll see what happens, okay? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, Voice of the Blessed. That will come down with fun stuff. It will get taken out. Yep. Okay. Boom. Now let's see what we got. I'm actually going to go with this. Reason is I want them to think about what they're shooting at to begin with. Depopulate? Wandering Emperor. Interesting. So that's going to get that. Okay, cool.
And I will protect my people. Strike fast and strike hard.
No blocks. That's fine. Mirex is fun. Atomic is good. That dies.
Until next time, then.
Now I guess they have another one. I would assume they've got another one if they open themselves up to that. Let me just take out that. Okay, whatever works. Okay. Hey, Mirex is always cool. Delny is great. What we're going to do next is we're going to do Deep Cavern Bat and take both of their cards. And I'll take that last one too. They're not going to matter much because you've got the... not going to matter much because you've got the spot removal and stuff, but... Interesting.
Until the multiverse is one, we will fight to make it so.
Jeez, that's gonna be a big boy, isn't it? I'm gonna say no thank you.
Unworthy.
No. Yikes. Okay, well, that's fun. So we're gonna do this and that, and they can't block those, so... Oh no! Whoops! Forgot about that. That's okay.
Death is temporary. Phyrexia.
This down. Boom. And there we go. Okay. Pretty good stuff. We get them. Alright. Let's go to the best of 3. We are against Howl for our best of 3 matchup. We are on the draw. We go first. Very land-heavy opening hand, but we've got the resources at this moment to make this work. So I think we're gonna keep it. The one downside to this build is it does not have a ton of card draw to go along with it. So, yeah. As Howl is figuring out what to do with their build, a fellow silver 2. I am, stay tuned after the post-game analysis for the, kind of the plan moving forward, what I'm going to be doing with this endeavor of mine. This looks like maybe is it? Let's do this because we can definitely get some fun triggers off of that. So, but it's very JESKAI. Delny is cool, but I think we're going to do that now. With this particular build, one thing we have not explored, and I'm guessing here comes Brotherhood's End. Or just Lightning Strike. Why not just do that to my face, kid? Ooh, Voice of the Blessed is definitely a fun option, and I think we're going to do that because that's a big, chunky Voice of the Blessed right there. Depopulate. You're in that range. And this certainly does look like a... Oh, Godric. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's gonna get fun. Real fast. Oh yeah, this is about to get real fun. Real fun. Get all that life gain. Get all that... Jeez! Good God! Oh my! There is nothing short of a farewell at this point that is going to save Howl. Or some sort of spot exile. Yikes! That's worth the price of admission right there. I'm sorry. That is 100% worth the price of admission right there. I'm not changing a dang thing. Oh my goodness. You see all those dang triggers? Wow. Wow. We ended up with a 16/16 Voice of the Blessed. File that game under this is what happens when the deck does what it should do. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna look at some... I think we put down... Yeah, I put down the Veteran just to give them something to shoot at. Or do we? No, I think we go Rafine's Tower. Let's start slow. It's a JESKAI build. They threw some tap lands down, and they'll do it again. Let's just pass turn for now. And we'll put down Resolute Reinforcements. Smoldering Egg, huh? Let's put down the reinforcements. Yeah, let's do this. And then we'll swing in. If they're foolish enough to block, which they are, they will find themselves in a world of pain. So there you go. They'll gain some life and probably zap one of my guys. Yep, Lunarch Veteran. Hardly knew ye, but that's okay. Well, Voice of the Blessed is definitely one we're going to need to consider, but not at the moment because Wisp Drinker Vampire is definitely the way to go. Okay. Ouch! Well, Rending Flame, not fun. Give them something to shoot at with that. Sunfall. No. do Lunarch Veteran. Fairly confident they have a Wandering Emperor, so I'm not going to attack in with anything. Okay. So they gain life. Voice of the Blessed will... That will do that. Okay, so we're out of Emperor territory, but okay. Now we're not out of Emperor territory. Now we're in Farewell territory. I'm gonna farm Hellkite. Well, aren't you interesting? We're getting a Virtue of Persistence, maybe? Do you have a counterspell? No. Interesting. Let's swing, because we gain life if one of them leaves the battle. They picked the wrong one! That's okay, though. We can get a few of these back. So, there we go. Let's put down Wisp Drinker Vampire. What are you going to do? Valorous Stance on Voice of the Blessed. Ooh, that's fun. Let's do that. In theory, if you have a Lightning Strike against my Voice of the Blessed, now would be a time to use it. Because you can put down your mana form Hellkite with something fun there. And we cannot activate that at the moment. But what we can do is we can get a bunch of fun triggers with the Mirex. Can you... There we go. There's that. No attacks. I want to see what they've got planned, because again, we swing in into the Voice of the Blessed, and we've definitely got issues if they block with the Hellkite and then zap it with a shock or anything. Okay, there's a Smoldering Egg. So it's almost like this is a Jeskai Dragon type build, which I can respect. Touch the Spirit Realm. Yep, that's going with my Voice of the Blessed. And especially considering that I'm not running any... Yeah, we'll just take the 3. Okay. My Graveyard Tomic. We might have them here, actually. Because if we do this, I think we get him. Yep, we get him. Alright, good game. Let's go to the post-game analysis. So you want to talk about a build that is grind-worthy. This is a build that is grind-worthy. Look at, just that first game alone in the best of 3 was just enough to absolutely slam home some massive creatures, as well as just an absolutely large board, large life gain build. I mean, this is just, or life advantage, I should say. Very, very, very resilient deck. I will say, against mono blue, it does not do as well, because again, anything that keeps our threats off the board, and I know I can say that for any deck, but especially this deck where it's so creature heavy and creature reliant, the weakness is that if you don't get any of your life gain stuff online, then it becomes a challenge. But the big thing that I want to get across is that this is an absolutely amazingly resilient build, and I'm going to grind it all the way up until I possibly can. I'm actually going to take the advice of someone posted on one of my videos saying, hey, why don't you just pick a deck to grind on and just go from there and get yourself into the upper levels. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to absolutely spend at least part of each day doing ranked and all that sort of thing. So while I have you here, this is going to be a longer post-game analysis. While I have you here, basically now that school is going to be back in session next week, this was my February vacation this past week, and took a lot of time for myself, worked on stuff that I enjoy working on outside of work, and that includes this. Also getting time to spend with my kids is absolutely great too, even though we didn't really do much together, but that's okay. Where we go from here is this, and it is this. Basically, now that school's back in session, we cannot do a video every day. Okay, we can't do it every day. So what we're going to do is my goal is to get 3 videos per week. In theory, Tuesday, Thursday, and one of, if not both of, the weekend days, depending on how busy life gets. So basically, that's kind of what to expect from me for the rest of my time until at least April, and Outlaws of Thunder Junction comes out. I'm excited for that. But basically what we're going to do is my goal is to do 3 videos per week. If we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. There might be some weeks we have no videos. Some weeks we have 3. Depends on how busy things get for me. I know my son's soccer is going to be starting up relatively soon, probably mid-March, so it's only a couple weeks away. So not anticipating getting a lot of stuff done as far as videos are concerned, but that's okay because life and family and all those got to come first. This is my hobby. This is something I like to do. It's something I've done since 1995. It's approaching a 30-year hobby for me, so I'm really excited that I have this opportunity, and hope to get more subscribers. But basically, we're going to do 3 videos a week from here on out till April vacation, and then we'll just go from there. So as far as today's build is concerned, if you like what you saw, you like my channel, like my content, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and as always, with Magic Miscreants, may you always be on the play. May all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.